And I'm here with the Meet the Artist. Like, I thought this would be a fun idea. I made one previously. I think I'll show that. And I didn't like how it turned out after a while. I was like, maybe I was just in a funk, and who knows. So I decided to do a new one with my new favorite outfit, and I felt infinitely better about it. Um, when in doubt, go to fan art stuff. So this is gonna be Pokemon related. I think it's my new thing to draw for now. Um, and yeah, so this is me and my Poke partner on Pokemon Go. So what I wanted to do for this little thingamabobber here, Meet the Artist, is answer some questions like I saw an artist ask on Tumblr, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool to just answer questions while this is going on. And if you have more questions, just ask me. That's fine. So, the first question on here is digital or traditional drawing? And I do a little bit of both. The only time that I really use traditional now is if I can't come up with the concept like freehand while in my digital program. So I'm going to say digital. And when I'm drawing traditional, I find myself like wishing I could like control Z all the time. Like, why won't you just disappear? But no, I have to actually erase you. I feel like everyone goes through that, but I be feeling it. How long have you been drawing? Okay, so I've probably been drawing since I was like 6 or 8. Like, I know I have memories of like watching Toonami, either maybe not on a Saturday, but after school. And back then they used to have a fan art section. So you would send your work in the mail to Toonami, and they would put it on screen. And there'd be some really good artists out there that were just like great at mimicking, copying, I don't know, what they saw on TV. And I was like, oh man, I would love to do that. So I sent a little art in, and probably by that time I was more confident in what I was doing. My older sister taught me how to draw. I was like, I want to learn how to draw. And she's like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to draw a face. So, how you draw a face is you draw a circle, and then you draw a V underneath. And then later on, I end up turning that V into like a baseball diamond to get like the jawbone structure. And that was like my first face. And so me and my younger sister, we both learned how to draw faces. And I remember getting so mad when like I would draw Sailor Pluto's head too big, and I like throw it away. And then all types of like art imposter, art anger. You're not good. But I do remember that feeling. And the first thing I sent, I know that I sent it to Nami, that I never got back after they didn't even show it on TV. It was like this whole diagram of Dragon Ball Z characters, but I can't remember if I did it in crayon or color pencil. So I'm like, man, I know they were like, what is this? But it was great, and I loved it. I remember doing crossovers, probably at 9 and 10. I did a whole Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon crossover, so maybe that's just who I'm meant to be. Crossover doodles. Let's see. How many classes have I taken? I've been to college, so I had to take a couple of classes. Do I need to take more classes? Yes, and specifically figure drawing, because I be lost sometimes. What's your favorite thing to draw? I draw a lot of girls. And I remember my mom telling me, the way you draw women is just really nice, Desiree. And I was like, oh, is that what I do? Okay. Well, I'm going to keep doing that. So, girls, fan art, and apparently horses. Because I've just been on a Swift Wayne kick with this new She-Ra and Steven Universe comic, fan art comic that I'm doing. And it's just like, really, man? I have to keep drawing this horse. I suck at drawing animals, but I have to draw a horse. It's like, this is what you get for only drawing people. But definitely I draw people, specifically girls. I draw fan art, and then I draw myself a lot. When I'm stressed out or I can't think of anything, it usually ends up being me. Somehow, some way. It's like as soon as I draw the circle glasses, like, that's you. That's you. My least favorite thing to draw are feet. And I was going to say just hands, and I was like, nah, bruh. Your hands, they're good sometimes. But feet, shoes, I be trying. I mean, I get there. But it's like, oh, this is hard, man. This is hard. I won't say my least favorite thing to draw is men, but it's always like, I don't think they look like men. Like, something's wrong. It's usually like in the neck and shoulders. Like, something is off here, bro. Something is off. Okay. Do I use references? Not always. So if it's fan art, there's usually something I'm trying to do. And sometimes I know for sure my anatomy is off, like spatial reasoning is off, and I end up having the same poses a lot. So if I use references, it would probably be much better for me. And if I took figure drawing like I wanted to, it would be a lot better for my art. Definitely, without a doubt. The only times I really use references in fan art would be like color. So, and even after a certain point, I'll be like, oh, well, I drew this already, so I'm just going to use the colors that I already picked out. And you'll see that a lot in these YouTube videos of me going back to other fan art that I've made. Or if I get tired of that palette, then yeah, I'll just make my own. But yeah, sometimes I use references. Sometimes you just have to. I think references are good. Now, when I start making my own stuff, definitely I'm using references. Definitely. Do you draw professionally or for fun? So, last year, December, I graduated. And the college experience is like, go, 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 go. Especially in graphic design, it's more so, it's all client-based, really. I mean, you get a couple of projects that are like, this is all you, but it's still branding related. So, during college, it was for fun, and like maybe because I had to do, take my algebra class after I graduated, so I could get my actual diploma. And so during that time, it was like, oh yeah, this is for fun. I'm just tired of homework and projects, and yeah, I was over it. But then after a while, I was like, yeah, I would like to do this professionally. I mean, I have been dabbling in it professionally, but more so this year, it is more about being professional. I make logos. I do icons. I make icons. And yeah, stickers. So I've done things for like podcast covers. I've done things for multiple businesses dealing with like icons on their website. I'll have to show some of that in here. And something I'm really interested in that I need to devote more time to is actually creating websites, because as you've seen, I love designing websites. I mean, love, I guess is a strong word since I only do it for fan art, but I think it's pretty interesting. I think that would be UI No, UX, user experience, user interface. It might be a little bit of both, but I like designing. Um, I like designing how they would look. I mean, it's fun. It's all because I went to school for graphic design that I love that aspect. I love designing things. Someone pay me. I just think it's the best thing. Um, while I was in college, it was like I didn't feel like I was a graphic designer, but my strong suit in graphic design is figuring out the personality. Just like, I guess, I don't even know how to describe it, but I love personality quizzes so much that matching a design or design aesthetic to someone else's brand is like my favorite thing. I love doing it. And especially if I fit your aesthetic. Like, do you like these pastel or bright colors? Do you want to smile in your pictures? What about sparkles? Okay, then let's work together. I got you. So, that type of stuff I really enjoy. Yeah, it's really nice, especially with the aspect of me liking personality quizzes and astrology. I love to make things that's like, you're going to be happy with this. I'm happy with this. I hope you're happy with this. Let me just be your guide. Let's go on a journey together of finding your brand aesthetic. What colors do you like? Bam, I got you. Things like that. Next question. Is it okay for people to ask about your process? Yes. Because sometimes I'm not sure people actually care. I get in there deep. I can't even lie about that. Especially if it's a personal project. I have information for days. Writing stories, information for days. Like this comic book that I want to work on and should be working on probably instead of this She-Ra and Steven Universe illustration comic. I bought a whole book about flowers. Like the comic is about witches and they go to summer school to learn spells or get better at spells. And yeah, I bought a whole book about flowers. Like my mom has a garden. Have I had interest in flowers before this book? Probably not, but I love looking at her garden. And she's probably who inspired it subconsciously. But I was like, yeah, I'm going to buy this book and learn about the meaning of flowers. So, definitely ask me about my process. Definitely ask me, how'd you get to this? Definitely. I think it's a great way to see how I think because I'm not so good at expressing it unless I'm asked or like I show you my sketchbook and you'll be like, oh man, what does all this mean? I did all that. And I enjoy it. I mean, it's great. I love it. I like going back through all my old sketchbooks from college and being like, this was a great idea. And I'm glad, like, it fits together, it works together, it has the satire in there. It's cute. You don't even know you being played. I love that. It's the best part, I think, of most of my original things. If only I had this confidence all the time. But it just depends on what it is. But I love making things that like make sense. And I think I get that a lot even in my fan art things, like coming up with crossovers. That makes sense. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Next question, and I'm trying to slow down because I get excited. So hopefully that helped and maybe you can understand me. Next question. On average, how long does it take for you to create a piece? So it depends on what mood I'm in. Sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I can draw for days. Like if I could just stay up 3 days in a row with the same amount of energy, I could get everything done right now. But I can't do that, obviously. So usually that energy will last about maybe 4 days in a week, and then I'll have to take a break. And then I'll be like, oh man, I can tell that my art is different from when I had like this explosive energy to when I'm like, oh bro, you need to like rest your hand or you're going to be mad later that you can't draw. And so then I'll come back like, it doesn't even look like it. I don't get it. I mean, nothing's wrong with it. I'm just a perfectionist, but it's also like, it's different and I can tell, but it's okay. And other times it depends on how many characters it is, but how many characters there are. But I'm gonna say at most my work takes about an hour 30. This piece I think completed took about 2 hours. But you're seeing like, yeah, the whole thing. But usually like those diamond illustrations of yellow diamond, they probably took about an hour each, maybe 45 minutes, and even less time once I got used to what colors and the shape that she was. Because like I said before, I was struggling in the beginning. It doesn't look like I was struggling, and it's okay that they look different, but I was like, oh man, what is going on? So I think that's a better description of how my mood and how those bursts of energy are a little different from week to week or day to day. And so right now I'm in a bit of a slump, even though I was really happy while I was drawing this one. But it's like I can't draw really anything I want to draw. Like right now I'm working on the She-Ra comics, but there are a lot of drawing your styles that I want to do. There's a couple of things I've been working on, but it's just a different type of energy. And so what I've been doing, I make sure I got my commissions done and that they look fine. I feel, I don't know how true it is, but I feel like I put definitely more energy into my own personal works. Freelance, I do put energy into it. I make sure I give it my best, but I'm not as much of a perfectionist crybaby over commission work versus this, because for some reason I try to keep that energy different. I feel like my work energy needs to be, I'm getting this done. It's gonna look nice no matter what I do. If the client is upset, the client will tell me. So that's really how I separate my professional energy from my art energy. Art for fun / buy fan art stuff. But I'm probably going to start separating that soon too. And have this type of energy for personal projects. I think they deserve that. What was the question? I answered the question. Okay, on average, it takes me about an hour 30 minutes to complete one character. That's the answer to the question. Do you think you're justified in giving other people art advice? Boy, nah. What I look like giving advice on that? No. A lot of it, I mean, I went to school, and from there you get told, like, okay, that arm is way too long. Desarea, you have a tendency to be left hand heavy, so make sure you step back. And things like that. And I am very left hand heavy, like I can even tell in the digital drawing. But it's gotten better. So I don't think I'm the type of person to do that. Definitely not. I feel like drawing has to be its own journey. Like you see what you see, like what you like, get influences from other people. when you add that to your own stuff, cause daggum, these diamond necks, they're stuck now. Like, I can't do anything without drawing a long neck, at least for like the sketches. And I'm like, oh man, it looks so elegant. And I was like, man, I know the Steven universe. Maybe even my eyes now. I have Steven's eyes, like wrinkles, like a little line underneath. Something like that. I don't know. But I'm just like, you just take what you take, whether accidentally or on purpose. The way you color things, the way you draw things, whether you draw on top of sketches, whether you start a new sketch after your rendering sketch, things like that. That's not for me to critique. If you're asking for a critique, that's different. But I'm not going to go around just handing them out. And even then, I would feel like weird about it if you ask me. But I'll definitely help you out if I can help you out. But I don't know. There's always some quote around that's like, you are inspiring someone even though they don't tell you that you're inspiring them. And I think that's going to be true for everybody. My cousin will always watch me, and I'm like, bro, this is crazy. I love you so much, and I know you're mad because you're like 4 and you want to draw like this. And I tell her, you're doing great. And she's like, no, it's not like yours. And I was like, it's wonderful. I love it. And I kept it, and I still have it, even though she's like 14 or 13. I still kept that. It's just like her toddler drew doodles. And it's just the best thing. I keep everything. I love it. You just gotta be happy with where you're at and know that you're gonna get better, and know that in a few years from now you're gonna be better than that, and it's gonna keep growing. That's all I have to say. Let's see. Do you challenge yourself? Not as much as I should. I should be drawing men every day. I should be drawing backgrounds every day. I should be drawing clouds every day. And I don't. I'm so comfortable right now without backgrounds. But when I draw comics, I have to draw backgrounds. I mean, I had to use references for the comic I'm working on now. But it's like, your jungle could be a little better, girl. You could do that a little better. I was like, look at this. I did that. You see that? I did that. And I'm like, no, girl, it could be a little better. I mean, it fits. Like, the whole thing fit. It worked together. But, it could be a little better. Also, because all I draw around Steven Universe faces, like, I see it in my regular art. And that's scary. Like, now I'm not even sure if I even had an art style to begin with, which I know I did, but it's like, I can tell. I've been drawing this too long. Now I'm on this Pokemon kick. It's probably gonna get worse. I don't know, but everything's soft. And I'm like, is it okay to have like a more adult, a more serious comic, but still with these soft, round faces? Like, could I do that? And I'm like, guess the answer is going to be yes, because I kind of want to draw it now, and this style probably ain't going nowhere soon. So, we'll see. I don't know. I'm going to have a real soft looking love story from me, purchased on Gumroad. I don't know. I mean, that's pushing myself to draw a more anime / more serious style. I think it'll be good for every now and then. But right now I'm just like, I'm chill. I just want to chill. Just want to draw logos. I think it's not my last question, but I'm going to move on from art questions. Do you ever feel jealous when you see other people's art? yes, I do feel jealous. Sometimes. Usually I'm like, oh man, I know exactly why I follow you. You have such great action poses. I love this. Your character story is great. I love this. Why can you draw so many great characters? Oh my gosh. So it's a lot of like fangirling. Um, but when I do have times where I like, oh, my art is trash. Why do I even draw? Am I even an artist? Like those days, I have to get offline. But I come back and it's like, yeah, I got this. Nothing to worry about. You draw every day. You are an artist. You draw every day. You have like 60 sketchbooks. You're an artist. We're not about to do that. That's what I say to myself. We're not about to do that. Right now on your computer, you have at least 7 sketch files that you need to finish. I'm not going to say you're not an artist. So get that mentality out of your head. But to date, there's only been one artist that I have had to unfollow because every time I saw that they were doing something, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel inadequate. Not jealous, inadequate. So I had to unfollow. Now, at first I was like, man, is this real petty of me? And I don't think it's unpetty. I don't think it's petty. I think sometimes you have to make your space with that social media, a specific social media, a safe haven. But I just couldn't do it. Like, sometimes you have to process your feelings. And I know I get agitated because I felt inadequate. But not so much that I was jealous. And so when I figured out it was in jealousy, then I was like, okay, I feel better about unfollowing. I still support their work. Like sometimes I'll check in and be like, oh man, they got so much great stuff going on. This is wonderful. You're so talented. And I bought a couple of things. Like I bought something for my friend from their shop. So yeah, I just needed a break from seeing it on my feed daily or, algorithm, whatever. But yeah, I really like their stuff and I continue to support them even though I can't actively follow them because I will feel a certain type of way. So, yeah. I felt inadequate jealous before. Some other questions. What program do I use? I use Clip Studio Pro. I love this thing. And I cannot wait to get rid of Photoshop and stop paying. It's $20 a month. A month. Keep an Illustrator though. I love Illustrator. That's what I work on my enamel pens on and the website designs. So usually I don't even design websites from scratch. What you're normally taught is you render them in Photoshop. Then you go over to Illustrator. You make the correct sizes and then you go from there. And that's not something I do. What does happen is I'll design my enamel pens in Clip Studio and then I'll transfer them over to Illustrator, put the color in, and then have my file set. What inspires me to be a better artist? Knowing I'm getting closer to how I envision my work in my head. Sometimes it's very stressful, but for the most part, I'm pretty much like, if I learn to draw better, then I'll be able to make this comic book, then I'll be able to make this children's book, then I'll be able to make cards. But when I think about where I see my art, which is way more confusing for me, let me explain that. So if you ask me, Desarea, what do you want to do? And I'll say, I want to draw children's books. Flat out answer every time I'm asked. That's what I want to do. But when I'm sitting at home at my desk, I'm like, man, I could do enamel pins. I could do backpacks. I could do keychains. I could do baby clothes. I could do all of this. Posters, I got it. I can do everything. And it's not good for me to be like that. I wish I could just like, you know what? Children's books, that's where it's at. So let's get started. I can do comic books. I can do it all. I'm a graphic designer. I can do anything. No. Chill out, girl. Chill out. So that's the last of the questions that I stole from. And then, what else do I love? Mystery movies, action movies. I love watching old black and white films too. It's like my favorite thing to do with my mom. I love it. I love how they have hints about things too. I think that goes back to my process of things. Watching old movies, or like I was gonna say black and white, but also color. They'll change like lipsticks colors or shades, or she'll wear more makeup when she's done something tragic or fell in love or murdered. Whatever the femme fatale does. Did she lie? Is she trustworthy? She wears a lot of blue now. Things like that. And I just think using color to enhance your story is such a great thing to do. I love stickers. What do I do with my stickers? Nothing. I'm gonna start putting them on my sketchbook because it doesn't make sense. I'm a Patreon of Sugar Bones, and she gives out stickers. I'm like, oh, I need to put these stickers somewhere, otherwise they're just gonna stay. But I need to slow down again, probably so. But I need to put these stickers on something. They're just gonna stay in a drawer. Love cupcakes. Tiny cupcakes. I don't like cream-filled cupcakes, but specifically red velvet cupcakes. I'm a fan of funfetti, but definitely chocolate with the golden cake. So chocolate icing, golden cake mix. Red velvet with my cream cheese. Like, I'm a fan of cream cheese, buttercream. I love it so much. Not so much vanilla. And I don't know why. Like, it burns. I don't agree with all that sugar. Animation. So I upgraded to Clip Studio Pro EX. So I could do more animation. I love animation so much. Like, in another life, that's what I would do. I love it. I love it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Stationery. So, since art school is crazy. Like, before art school, I was just a humble servant. And I only knew about regular photocopy paper. Freshman year, my professor's like, touch this paper, look at this paper. This paper does this. This paper is weighted. You can do this with this paper. You can actually make paper. And every time I go into a scrapbook store, I'm like, we're going to stay here another hour because I have to rub all of this paper. I have a stationery fetish, and it's crazy. Like, I wish I could scrapbook to, like, feed the fetish, but I'm like, we're not doing that because it takes up space. I can't afford this fetish, but I love paper. Favorite animals. Yeah. Music. So I went by the music that I have on my phone right now. It's more than that, but Bruno Mars is my guy. Fall Out Boy are my boys. I love Janelle Monáe. Lizzo's Growing on Me. What else do I have? I have SZA. I have Six Black. I have Gucci Mane. trying to think what else I have. Panic at the Disco. I need some more Vampire Weekend. But yeah, my iTunes library is like really small right now. It's a baby. I have some Steve Universe songs. I have some Estelle songs. Like Sweetly is my favorite from the ones I bought. I have music by Crystal Jam. Just different things. But majority, I like pop and I like alternative rock and some type of rap. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Probably pop rap. I don't know. We're gonna let that slide. What have I watched recently? I've watched Fruits Basket. I watched Aladdin. I watched Rocket Man. I watched Deasrea. That thing is funny. Oh man. Every time she turns into the rage part, I die laughing. I mean, this could be a ghost right now. But yeah, Deasrea is funny. I watched Tuca and Birdie. I would really like to watch Good Omens, but I don't want to pay for Prime. So that's where I'm at. My favorite movie of all time is Prince of Egypt. If you don't know that, what are you doing here? Oh, it's my favorite. I love it. I go watch that every time. The last time I watched it, I cried because the damn subtitles were on. And even though I knew that the song where she puts Moses in the water, dear baby, don't cry. Oh no. Moses. Oh, but that's not even my favorite song. My favorite song is the Where My People Go. That's my jam. Ramsey just wants to hug his brother. Let him hug his brother. Let him go. Ah. But that's a whole nother religious conversation for another time. So, hopefully you like this. Hopefully you know a little bit more about me. If you have some more questions, let me know. What else do I have to do? Shout out to my patrons. They got gifts this month. They got gifts last month. Become a patron so you don't miss out. They get gifts. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for having faith in me. I just appreciate it so much. My tiers are $1, $4, and the highest being $8. $1 tier, you get a coloring page. Print it out, color that mug every month. And along with that, you get some art that hasn't been posted just yet on Instagram or Twitter or Tumblr. So there's that for $1. $4, you get sketches. You get to hear about things that I'm working on, usually original things. And then you get to see fan art things that are sketches. And then my top tier, y'all get phone cases. Not phone cases. Smartphone backgrounds. So yeah, next month is coming up. Consider helping me out. There are multiple ways of doing that. But the easiest way right now, like and subscribe, then go check out my stuff. You guys have a great day.